بچه این گفت می کفن تو بپوش، امروز ما میریم امکان داره شاید ما از بین هم بریم. اما ما ایره پذیرفتیم، گفتیم اگه با این کار ما یک تغییری هم در کشور ما بیه، ما بسیار زیاد خوش میشیم.
The last time I was in Afghanistan, it was 2 months before the Taliban took Kabul. Almost everyone I met then have since fled the country in fear of reprisals from the new Taliban government. With routes into the country beginning to reopen, I decided to head back to Afghanistan to see for myself what life was like for those who stayed behind. I'd arranged to meet the dos. They both lost their teaching jobs when the Taliban took over.
بالاخره حق ماست که در اینجا زندگی کنیم، باورمند بسازیم دیگران هم که باید در اینجا باشن و مبارزه کنن.
A month before we met, the Dos family organised a protest against the restrictions on girls' education imposed by the Taliban. They invited everyone they knew, but on the day, they were the only ones to show up.
که فقط مهم نیست که ما تنها نفس بکشیم، باید ما زندگی کنیم، یا آبرومندانه زندگی کنیم یا آبرومندانه در راه دفاع از وطن خود، در راه دفاع از حق حقوقی اساسی خودمون باید ما از بین بریم.
I was struck by the risks this family were willing to take to demand an education for their daughter. I travelled 500 kilometres to Kandahar in the south of the country. It has always been seen as the conservative heartland of the Taliban. Me walking around here would have felt unimaginable a few months ago. And now, late in the afternoon, as the sun's setting, we're out and about, walking around quite freely. But despite the surprising calm on the streets, there was a hidden threat here that was worsening by the day. Widespread drought, an economic crisis, and sanctions against the Taliban have created a situation where an estimated 98% of Afghans are going hungry. I went to the pediatric unit of Mirwais Hospital.
ایده خانه چیز نداره که همین طفلا که سم منظم خوراک و چیز تهیه میکنه بعضی خاطر به میخوره
اینا من غریبن کلشان غریبن میبینی اما بی غریبن پشت نان پدرشان غریبه به بیرون میگردن اینا اما دی بنده خدا سیکو مثل فانک ور گیس کردن کلشان آماس کردن یه بار من تو کندیده بودم کندیده بود بعد یواش یواش کم آرام شد خوب شد ولی یعنی فعلا کم چشمش واش شد
نام پیشه؟
دادی نام چیست جانی؟
منیر
رحمت
سنش چند؟
سلو کنه؟ چند
Everywhere you look in this ward, there's a mother praying, and it feels like that's all they have now. Every baby and child in here is in a critical state, and we just don't know if they're going to make it. Poverty and hunger is now affecting nearly everyone in Afghanistan. There is an increasing concern that terrorist groups are using this to recruit and to challenge the newfound authority of the Taliban. A string of deadly ISIS attacks have erupted across Afghanistan in recent months, many targeting ethnic Shias. One of the most devastating was a suicide bombing of a Shia mosque in October that claimed the lives of 50 worshippers. One of those who lost their lives in the attack was Haji Ghulam Kazemi.
رنگ زرد شدیم گفته آدم هرچی که بگوییم شدیم دیگه
و طفلاتان چطور؟
طفلا دیگه هیچ کدوم مکتب نمیرن گفتن با مکتب با میمانن اینا وحشت زده شدن میگم برو میگم نه با مکتب با میمانن
شما اهل تشیع هستین اینجا حالا فعلا احساس امنیتی میکنین، آرامی میکنین؟
خب حفاظت میکردن که به من بره بام پتاو شد. یه رقم حفاظته که خودشان آمدن من بره بام پتاو کردن.
As well as attacks from ISIS-K, members of Afghanistan's Shia minority have a right to be wary of the Taliban, as they were heavily persecuted by the regime of the 90s. I wanted to put some questions to the new Taliban police governor for the province. Upon arrival at his office, he was in the middle of receiving requests from members of the community. A lot of the people coming to petition Commander Malawi seemed to be Taliban fighters. I wanted to press him on whether he was also committed to protecting the interests of other communities in Kandahar.
So you can guarantee to the Shia community here in Kandahar that they will be safe, that they can go to their mosques, that they can worship without being targeted.
هغه څخه وروسته موږ امنیتي ځواکونه البته د دوی سره د دوی د مساجدو حفاظت کوي او دوی ته مو د اسلحې هم ورکړي دي ځان د حفاظت لپاره او هغه اوس هم ازادانه خپل کاروبار او خپل ژوند زندگی کوي او خپل مساجدو ته راځي.
What about the bomb that went off at the Shia mosque?
داعش خو داسې یو پیښې کله ناکله کوي او داسې یو نمونه نشته داسې ما درته وویل چې مال داسې پیښې خامخا کېدونکي دي او هغه چې موږ لږ وخت دلته سوی دی انشاءالله زموږ امنیتي دغه ملګري مو په کار اچولي دي انشاءالله آینده کې به د دې مخنیوی کوو.
There's been so much bloodshed over the last 20 years, and the people now in charge were the ones terrorizing the citizens of this province and the city. It's difficult to know how people will come together and how there will be some form of reconciliation now.
The harsh winter is now setting in, and famine is afflicting millions of Afghans. This will require more than the healing of divisions to solve. If the Taliban can't find a way to feed the citizens they now represent, they will struggle to even begin the process of rebuilding the country.